15-minute ride or so to the other side. If we leave veterans and first responders on board, thank you for your service.
We're going to the other side.
Ooh, that's a little bit frightening at my age.
Right. Don't go to the lake.
Hey, welcome to a Winds YouTube video. We're at Homosassa Springs State Wildlife. Sort of
along the shores of the creek.
Sort of a wildlife rescue. So I'll pause it here and we get some interesting.
This is a spring-fed creek. It maintains a temperature about in the creek. Birds you may see along the way: great blue herons, little blue herons, egrets, ibis, and hingas, cormorant, wood duck, ospreys, hawks, and eagles. This green leafy stuff you see floating in the water is water lettuce. It's an invasive plant. It was originally brought over here from Japan for use in backyard koi ponds. Somehow found its way into the waterways. Plant has no nutritional value, cannot be used to feed manatee or any other marine life. This hotel on our right over here was once part of the park, but when the state bought it in 1989, they didn't want to be in the business of running a hotel, so they sold that off. This bridge that goes over to the hotel does belong to the park, and we are responsible for maintaining it. Now, as we go down the creek, you're going to start noticing some gray stringy stuff hanging from the trees. It's called Spanish moss. Actually, it's not Spanish and it's not moss. It's an air plant. It's from the bromeliad family. And that plant lives a little tick-like bug. It's called a chigger. If that gets under your skin, it will itch, burn, and drive you crazy. Now, in the late 19th and early 20th century, they used Spanish moss for stuffing chairs, couches, and automobile seats. There was a processing plant here in Homosassa, and to process Spanish moss, they would boil it, get all the bugs out of it, and they'd sell it for 2 cents a pound. They'd also sell unprocessed for a penny a pound, figuring you would process it yourself. Henry Ford used to buy the unprocessed by the trainload, ship it up to Detroit, and use it in the seats of his Model T Fords. He never processed the stuff. I guess he thought the trip up north would kill the bugs. It didn't. After a while, those bugs started coming out of the seats, and that led to the first United States automobile recall. Now, as we get a little further down the creek, you're going to notice some charred trees. They did do a controlled burn here back in the spring. They do one about every 3 years. Now, from the 1960s through the 1980s, this was an exotic wildlife park. It was a zoo. Pretty successful in the beginning, and when Disney came to the area, they started losing money. Well, the park changed hands several times between 1978 and 1984. Last owners ended up going bankrupt, and the county took the park over in September of 1984. They kept it until December 31st, 1988, and the state took it over on January 1st, 1989. Now, the state did not want to be in the business of running a zoo, so they converted it into what it is today, a Florida Wildlife Rehabilitation Center for injured Florida animals. What we do here is we take in injured Florida animals, we nurse them back to health, and we re-release them into the wild. Now, there are a couple of exceptions. If the animal is too badly injured and cannot be rehabilitated, it will stay here for the rest of its life. The other, if it should develop a human imprint, it'll stay here for the rest of its life. A human imprint is when an animal gets too dependent on humans for its day-to-day needs and cares. We do have an animal hospital in the park where we take care of the animals. When an injured animal is brought to us, it's isolated, only to be seen by the caregivers. That hospital is not open to the public because they don't want those animals to develop human imprints. So once that animal is nursed back to health, we do release it back into the wild. Well, they got to be such a nuisance that they gathered them all up and relocated them to Monkey Island on the Homosassa River.
Yeah.
30s, there was a train that would come here from Ocala, Gainesville area. It was called the mullet train. It would come down, pick up ice down barrels of mullet, bring it back to Ocala and Gainesville. That was also during Prohibition, and it's rumored that they used to smuggle moonshine in the bottom of those barrels of mullet for shipment up north.
Go ahead.
People would also ride that boat down. They'd come down for the day, swim in the springs of the Fishbowl, headwaters of the Homosassa River. You'll see that spring when you get into the park. It's 50 feet deep, pumps about 6 million gallons of water an hour into the Homosassa River. We do have an underwater observatory on that spring where you can go down a few steps, be underwater, sometimes see fish and manatee in their natural environment. Excuse me.
That's a wood duck nest. Nesting box.
Okay, we do have an underwater observatory on that spring where you can go down a few steps, be underwater, sometimes see fish and manatee in their natural environment. These evergreen trees you see hanging out over the water are cedar trees. They were a big crop in Florida. In the 1920s through the 1950s, they were used for cedar closets, cedar chests most commonly, and still today, the wood they use in pencils. In the late 1920s, there were a couple of investors that wanted to turn this into a resort area. They did start a project, but in 1929, the market crashed. We went into the Great Depression, and they lost their funding for that project. Had they not, we probably wouldn't have this beautiful park here today, and we wouldn't be on this boat right now. Now, as we round this bend here, you're going to see the only remnant of that project of the 1920s. It's a cement footing. One of four. It was going to be used to house a water tower. The water tower was never built. The other three footings are buried under all this dirt off to the right. This creek was dredged for the boat ride, and all the dredgings were piled up on the right side. Now, before I was telling you this is a Florida-only wildlife park, we do have one exception. That's Lou, our 6,000-pound African hippopotamus. Lou was born in the San Diego Zoo in 1960 and came to the park in 1964. Well, when they turned this into a Florida-only wildlife park in 1989, got a few wood duck up off to the front left here, the citizens of Homosassa didn't want to see Lou leave. They petitioned the governor. The governor made Lou an honorary citizen, and that allowed Lou to spend the rest of his life here. Lou turned 63 years old on January 26th this past year.
Wood ducks.
Got a birthday coming up in January. He'll be 64. He is the oldest living African hippopotamus in captivity, probably in the world for that matter. They only live 30 to 40 years in the wild. Now, when you go in and you see Lou, you're going to see a sign that says splatter zone. If you should see Lou laying his ears back or spinning his tail, just stay out of his way. Otherwise, you might get wet. And if you do, it's not going to smell very good. Lou's a celebrity. He starred in Daktari and also a movie called Cowboys of Africa. Okay, if you look straight ahead, that white bird down there is an egret. Be making a left turn here. Okay, we are on a two-boat schedule today. We run from 9:30 in the morning. Take that back, that's an ibis, not an egret. Like an egret from a distance. We're on a two-boat schedule. We run from 9:30 in the morning until 3:30 in the afternoon. We leave both sides of the park on the hour and on the half hour, with the last boat of the day leaving at 3:30 from the west side. That's the side we're going to now. Now, the reason we stopped running at 3:30, we're on electric motors. Battery's only good for about 7 hours. We got to take them back and charge them up. Now, we do have a tram service that runs continuously round trip from 9 o'clock in the morning until 5:30 in the afternoon, which is closing time. Tram station's located right next to the dock where I'm going to be dropping you off. When they do drop you off, you're going to follow a short walkway. It's going to take you to a cement pole. On that pole is a blue box. Please press the top silver button. Wait for the walk sign. you cross the street, you're going to go into the double doors, into the west entrance. On your left, there'll be a gift shop, open till 5:30. On the right is a snack bar that's open till 4. Also in the park, there's a snack shack over by Lou the Hippo that's open until 4. We also have a restaurant back at the visitor center on the 2nd floor that's open for lunch from 11:30 until 4. Called Pepper Creek Grill. Now this pipe you see floating in the water is a project they're doing in the Homosassa Springs River right now. They're calling it River Restoration. That's the tram going over the spillway in front of us right now. This project they're doing is they're dredging silt off the bottom of the springs, dumping it back into the woods here, hauling it off the landfills. They're eventually going to replant grass for the manatees there. All the grass died from fertilizer runoff. In the interim, we've been feeding the manatees thousands and thousands of pounds of lettuce during the cold snap, which is mid-November through mid-March. Now the reason this pipe is floating is they cease the dredging operations while the manatees are here during the cold snap, so it doesn't stress them out. So we'll resume this project in March. It's about a 2-year project. It should be done next fall, hopefully. It's been done in several other springs and is very successful. Now if you look to the end of the creek, that is the spillway where this water goes into the Homosassa River. It's also our tram road, as you saw the tram went over it. And it's also a birding trail. It's about 3/4 of a mile long, takes about 15 minutes to walk, ends back up at the visitor center where we just came from. All right, I'm going to be docking here another minute or so. Just want to remind everyone, please keep your arms, hands, body parts in. I'd like to thank you all for joining us at the park today. I hope you have a wonderful time while you're here. Thanks again, folks.
Yeah, we looked for you guys. And you know what? I asked like 2 people. I said, we were at Rock and Rollers, so I noticed you weren't there. We looked for you guys. We walked around for several bunches of times. So we are there. I don't
Gift shop, thirsty thing, information boards. I was here as a young child.
Whatever square you guys live in.
Clarence the Cross-Eyed Lion.
I didn't look at the square. I just looked at Rocky and the Rovers, and I looked on Missing Service.
There are lots of fish in there. I don't know what kind they are. I know those are bass.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, I got that fishing license.
Oh, there's a ton of them.
Yeah, lots of fish. I'm not sure what kind they are. Some of them are jumping over there.
Oh, there they go. Holy crap, we're having a blast. I wonder where they got this.
Oh, come clear out of the water. That is so cool.
All right, now you have to ask somebody. Are they
Oh, that is.
having fun, or are they avoiding some predator? What the heck is happening?
Probably catching bugs.
Catching bugs?
Jumping
That's
for
an
bugs.
interesting thought.
This is cool.
I'm glad I came. I have
Me
not been here in
too.
a long time.
That is so super cool.
I believe I can fly. Jump high.
There was some fish in the lakes back home that would jump in the boat with you. They were
Shad, is that what they are?
Oh, they were terrible. They would slap you.
Oh,
Oh, up the side of the head.
the
yeah,
invasive.
Man, they didn't care.
the invasive carp, Asian carp. I think these are shad.
Oh well, I guess I'm not catching it. Just the minute I get down, you're gonna. I didn't know they got that frisky.
He was born in the San Diego Zoo, this hippo.
Where is it?
He's been here since 1964.
Right.
Eats 15 pounds of alfalfa, 4 scoops of
older than she is.
herbivore diet food, and a 5-gallon bucket of fruit and vegetables every day. That's something. I think that's a manatee.
Not a rock.
It's moving. Oh, that's the hippo. Came up to
Oh
breathe.
yeah, I can see the face
Yeah.
now. The manatee is about this size.
Yeah.
They're wider.
He's not up on his plant form, so we won't get a good look at him. Most of them's under the ground. He's born in 1964. So this is 23. I don't know, quick math. He's about 60 years old. There's another look at the girth of him. Alligators. Oh, this is the spider zone.
That has whole lots of connotations, that sign.
You don't want to be around when that thing comes out of there. Yeah.
Just saying.
I don't see much down here. It's an enclosure for white-tailed deer. Won't spend much time here. They're pretty common. Glare. Don't see any.
Oh,
Some scars on them.
yeah.
They've been hit by something, boat motors or something. Yeah. Hard to see. There's a big filtration system. And they just hang out there. There's gates so they can go out to their little cage. That's where all those fish were we saw jumping. They're called sea cows. Look how big they are. They need to maintain their body temperature in the low 70s. Yeah. From what I know, I guess when the cold weather hits, they migrate up towards the springs and trying to maintain their temperature in that low 70s. We have a report of an alligator. Can't really see. There. He's got algae or something floating by him. So gopher tortoise lives in this cage, but it's not in.
I wonder what's coming.
It's buried or
This
something.
hole is that big right there on the bottom.
And burrowing owls.
Oh, they're so
Huh.
I would love to see them.
going to the desert.
Yeah. Gopher tortoise,
Near the fountain,
burrowing
you
owls.
actually go into the desert there.
Come on, Grandpa.
Warm in here.
Come on, guys.
No, we should take off another thing.
There's only one snake in there. That's all I saw.
Come on, my boy. We're going to listen to Manatee, and then we do need to go home, yeah.
And the deal.
And Manatee, and we need to go, and then we'll go home.
And the deal.
And the deer. Don't forget the deer. Careful.
Oh, was there? I didn't see him. I was sweating in that thing, so I had to get out of there. I don't care about snakes. Yeah.
I'd like to see an otter.
Well, we see them in the wild when we're kayaking.
Really?
Yeah. Probably some wild ones over there in the where all those fish are at.
No, look over there, down. Oh, he's down there. Oh.
Okay, Jackson. Oh, you can see it from there.
Okay, gonna help you.
Take a leaf. Take a leaf.
What, this? Or you?
I think that's a cheetah.
That's a Florida panther.
Florida panther.
Do you have bears somewhere? Bears, right? Did you see the cougar? Or panther, they call them. And then there's a black bear. You see the one-legged bird there?
He is one leg, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny, funny.
He's kind of stuck there. He's been there for a year and a half, they say. And they have to feed him by helicopter.
You're so funny.
No, he can't get down from there on one leg. What's this little circle thing? Wallered out there.
What? What was that?
What's this little circle thing?
Stop.
Did you have something on you? Wallered out. What's that?
I don't know.
Looks like a horseshoe.
It does. A well-used stump for laying wood.
It's a dinosaur print. Smells like rotten fish in here.
Yeah.
That's what they feed those birds. See the bear? Alligator up there on the other bank over there. It's a big bear. Alligator. Is that a broken wing hawk?
We're going down.
Dad, do those animals eat worms?
It's just a heron, guys. You see him everywhere.
On the middle chest? I opened it. Oh, look at that thing! Look at that thingy!
Bring him over.
All the pelicans are so many.
Look at the owl.
I've never been to that. There's some kind of bird rescue in Apopka. I've been where you can go, I think on Saturdays and like watch them. Oh, I don't remember that one. Some sort of rescue sanctuary where they've got a bunch of big. Some sort of
Who cooks for you? Who cooks for you?
You're not going to talk to us.
No.
They're tired.
Oh, me.
Who cooks for you? They have great hearing.
Look how this one's eyes is closed. I mean, that's crazy.
They know exactly what's going on. They can hear really well. They can hear a mouse rustling on the ground like 100 yards away. Barn owl. Okay, let me get that.
It's pretty cool.
Here we go. What's that?
Oh, this is
Making some noise. Eagle.
No. It's not an eagle.
Sounds like an eagle. Oh, it's an osprey. Osprey. Oh, there's another one. I'm already at 32 minutes on my video. It's almost over.
Down here, there's a family that lives in with the bear. There's another family that lives over away. So they live here, they're not fed, they fly out to find their own food. Okay.
I smell skunk. Is that right?
Oh, now I see him. He just turned.
I didn't.
Is there no skunk around here?
There might be. We have all sorts of critters around here. Yeah, I've smelled skunk in this area before.
Maybe it's one of the plants.
No, there's
Maybe.
a skunk. There's a skunk that passes through.
Maybe somebody's growing marijuana.
So,
I hear that smells something like it.
only cheap stuff. I am a child of the 60s. I went to college, late 60s, early 70s. I never indulged, but I certainly know what it smells like.
I've smelled skunk before when there's somebody growing marijuana.
I never smoked anything. I wasn't going to start with marijuana.
Okay, I've got that on video.
Go ahead.
Great horned owl. Don't see him. See the tree? Should be on this roost somewhere, but he's not around. You see him?
He's on the other side of this.
Oh, okay. Can't really see him.
Yeah.
You're hiding.
All
We
right.
want to see you.
Oh, I get it.
I smelled skunk back there. Maybe it was that owl.
On the ridge, there is a frog.
Yes, I see. I didn't know which gene you were talking about.
Oh, there's a fox over there. See him? Great fox. Oh, there's two of them now. What's in there? Squirrels? Okay, it's a big one.
Yellow light. Green light.
Hey, no cuteness behind this part.
Wow, they
You can't go past
We
here.
gotta leave then. We gotta leave.
Thank you.
Coyotes.
on vacation. Nothing.
Okay, there's no coyotes. think that brings us to a conclusion.
Yeah. For bear. That's small for bear. That's short for gator.
I'm out of storage space on my video. Half hour is it.
Download it.
I have to download it tonight. Put it on my YouTube channel and then I'll put it on.
Oh, you have a YouTube channel?
I'll put it on the WIN site.
You have to tag me.
Yeah, it's an old YouTube channel that I put some WIN stuff on. My van build, first van build. I don't do much on it. I need to start doing more.
Oh, he's moving. Look.
Alligator?
Hippo.
Yep. Oh yes. He's going to his.
Maybe he's gonna get out.
Okay, I'm turning this thing off.
Put my elbows up here.
Uh-oh. Backing in, huh?
Yep. Look at the girth on his body.
I'm gonna turn this on. I want you to say, thanks for watching our YouTube video.
Okay.